Tonight, teacher shortage in Minnesota. We're diving into why half the people with licenses to teach aren't doing so.
And ordered to close. Bars in Ashland must shut their doors for 2 weeks. We're finding out why.
Plus, big crowds turn out for the state's first saliva-based testing event in Duluth. We're live at the deck.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. A shortage of teachers is hitting school districts all across the country, including here in the Northland.
A 2019 study by the Professional Educator Licensing and Standards Board shows more than half of people with teaching licenses in Minnesota aren't teaching.
Now, they say COVID-19 has only made the issue worse.
CBS 3's Emma Quinn spoke with local and state education experts to find out why this is happening.
A shortage of teachers is hitting school districts all across the country. The president of a local teachers union says that includes Minnesota.
We have more educators in Minnesota with licenses doing other things than there are teachers.
The Hibbing School District has taken notice too.
We would post a position and we'd have 100 applicants. It's not what it was 15 years ago.
Educators say the biggest hurdle is finding teachers for specialty subjects.
Like special education, for example, the sciences and math, especially in greater Minnesota.
Teachers are also leaving because they don't feel they're getting paid enough.
Hibbing tends to pay a little bit better. We have a little bit better contract than some of our area districts.
Experts say COVID-19 has made the crisis even greater, especially when it comes to finding substitute teachers. In Wisconsin, the Ashland School District had to move to complete online learning. As county spokespeople say, a COVID-19 case broke out and 9 teachers had to quarantine for precautionary reasons, and there weren't enough substitute teachers to fill those roles. Typically, substitute teachers in Hibbing are former teachers, but they're seeing fewer want to come into the buildings during the pandemic.
It's not going to meet all of our needs, so I hired 4 permanent subs for the school year.
Local and state educators say there have been conversations with the Department of Education to provide more support and funding for districts.
Educators say it's even harder to recruit teachers to rural areas of the state, especially younger ones. Aldrich says while his district didn't see any staff leave due to COVID-19 challenges, that is not the case for all districts.
To help put a pause on the rising COVID-19 numbers, Ashland County is ordering bars and restaurants to close starting Friday. CBS 3's Ryan Campo asked county leaders about why they think this move will help.
The County of Ashland recorded its highest daily COVID-19 case total on Monday when they had 15 confirmed total cases. Then they added an extra 9 on Wednesday, which has caused county leaders to close both bars and taverns. The order goes in effect at 12:01 Friday and will last through 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, October 11th. It impacts bars and taverns within the Ashland city limits and within 2.5 miles outside the city. County officials define bars and taverns as establishments where alcohol sales account for more than 51% of income. County officials say Ashland already has a number of bars that are currently closed because they don't have enough staff. Restaurants can stay open but must close down any bar seating. County officials say having a worker with a mask on bring you food and beverages is much safer.
We feel it's safer from a public health standpoint to have servers come to the table with masks on and take orders and deliver drinks and deliver food versus having people yell across a narrow section of bar, yelling at a bartender.
According to the county, businesses that violate the order could face a fine between $200 and $500 for each violation. Coming up tonight at 10, we hear more from county leaders on why this decision was made.
All right, thanks, Ryan. And the order to close Ashland bars and taverns comes on the same day that the Ashland School District announced it will be holding all classes online for at least the next 2 weeks.
About a half hour from Ashland, you can get a free COVID test in Iron River this week. The testing event will be open from 11 to 7 on Friday at the Iron River Community Center. You do not have to have symptoms. Meanwhile, Itasca County held a free COVID-19 testing event in Grand Rapids today. As of today, Itasca County is reporting 289 confirmed cases. That number has risen by about 40 in the past week and a half.
And Dave's here for our first look at the weather tonight. Dave, a little hot out there again today, and dare I say it, even a tad bit muggy, huh?
Yeah, it was warm and humid earlier, but it's already starting to change as low pressure systems work towards our area to feed on that heat and that humidity, convert it into rain, and in its wake tomorrow, leave us with cooler than normal conditions. But let's eye up the temperatures right now, where it's still on the warmer side for most towns, even though their numbers are starting to come down. So we still have 78 in Hayward, 77 for Solon Springs, and 73 in Moose Lake. But where the clouds are really starting to get thicker, Orr's down to 66, only 60 in International Falls, and Big Fork at 70 is about to follow suit, as well as the rest of us, as the twin lows and their connecting trough work into our region to bring us a 60% chance for showers and thunderstorms during the overnight, and then cooler than normal conditions for tomorrow. Our day planner for Thursday says the best chance for the rain happens from about 8 p.m. tonight to 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. There's a 40% chance you'll still have some precip as you head out the door. Then it should stay mostly cloudy even though it dries up the rest of the day, and there's the top temp falling to 60. So some places like Hayward cracked 80 again today. 60 is the best you'll manage tomorrow perhaps. And then after that, well, we will get a little warmer again. Could we touch 80 by Friday? I'll let you know in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. There were lines out the door today when Minnesota's first COVID-19 saliva testing site opened in Duluth.
Some people coming from all across the region to get the much less invasive test that will get their results back in a shorter amount of time. CBS3's John Cardinelli joins us live from the deck where the testing is happening. John, you've been there for most of the afternoon. Is it still pretty busy out there?
Kristen, the first day of testing was very busy here out the deck. However, things have since died down. You could take a look here at Harbor Drive. Cars are still lined up, but the lines are not out front anymore. They've since moved inside. Testing here started at noon and will be wrapping up around 7 p.m. And from what we heard from officials working here, they said just under 500 people have showed up here today. The testing here at Palucci Hall is free to anyone, and you don't have to have coronavirus symptoms to take a test. Duluth was chosen as the first city in the state to offer saliva in Minnesota based on its population, case numbers, and the fact that it's home to thousands of college students. The state eventually hopes to open 9 other testing sites that offer saliva-based tests. We spoke with some people who came to get a test today. They told us the free test is a good idea as it assures you are keeping those around you safe.
And maybe it encourages people to go out and get it, you know, because all we've heard is you need to have symptoms. Well, not everybody has symptoms, so I just worry I could be walking around exposing people.
Results from the test take about 1 to 2 days. You'll get a call or email from the health department, and the test site here will be open Wednesday through Sunday. For exact times, you could head on over to our website, cbs3duluth.com. And county officials say that the site here at the deck should be running through the rest of the year or perhaps even longer.
Now, John, a lot of folks are probably interested in taking part in this. Do you have to live in Minnesota to get tested, or could someone from Superior come over and take one?
That's a great question, Kristen. So people from Superior should not be coming to the test site here. At the moment, though, Wisconsin and Minnesota is working through a cost-sharing agreement, but no agreement has been made.
That's something we'll definitely keep folks updated on. Thanks, John.
Hands-on learning and a breath of fresh air. That was what one UMD professor had in mind when she held class on the campus's football field this morning. Her physics class has been studying through virtual lectures this semester, but today they did some hands-on learning. Professor Dr. Margaret Elmer Dixon says in-person experiments help her students put a real-world application to the equations they've been studying online.
So in preparation for their first exam, I wanted them to get together and go through the calculations in person and really relate tactilely the physical measurement to what exactly we're calculating.
It's Dr. Elmer Dixon's first year with UMD. She says she has plans for outdoor learning activities well into this winter.
Authorities are currently investigating a suspected pipe bomb that was found in downtown Duluth. Just before midnight on Monday, police were called to a report of an IED being found in a parking lot near Essentia downtown. They were able to locate what appeared to be a pipe bomb. The device was given to a bomb squad with the St. Paul Police Department. The investigation is ongoing, and police say there is no danger to the public.
Meanwhile, police are also investigating an assault in West Duluth. Around 2 o'clock this morning, police were called to an alley near 59th Avenue West and Main Street on a report of a stabbing. Once on scene, officers learned a 29-year-old male was at the hospital being treated for a head wound, not a stab wound. Authorities say he is in serious but stable condition. The Violent Crimes Unit is investigating.
Duluth police arrested a man for driving under the influence after they say he ran a stop sign and caused a crash in the Endian neighborhood this afternoon. It happened just after noon at the intersection of 15th Avenue East and East Superior Street. Police say the 27-year-old man ran the stop sign and collided with a car being driven by a 58-year-old woman. Both cars then crashed into Designer Dogs, which is a nearby business. Police say the suspect ran away, then came back, and they arrested him. He is awaiting charges at the St. Louis County Jail. The woman went to the hospital. At this point, we don't know how badly she was hurt.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, a new preschool opened today, and it's much more wild than you think. We'll have the details after the break.
Here's a live look at Cass Lake, and the sky above is getting gray, a sign that rain is coming our way. We'll talk about the odds and rain totals right after our break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 6 with Kristen Bucky, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3. CBS 3 News is brought to you by Steel Power Tools.
I guarantee you, if your home just burned to the ground or you had a major accident, your first thing you're going to think about, it's not going to be, I just saved $500 on my auto and home insurance today. It's going to be, am I covered? At Vernon Insurance Agency, our first, second, and third goal is that you understand your coverage, there's no gaps in coverage, and your claims are covered when you have them. Call Vernon Insurance Agency today, 218-384-3970.
A lot of land comes with a lot of work. The affordable new MX series has a lot to offer. The versatility to mow, move hay bales, grade, and clear brush and snow. A spacious cab to keep you comfortable in any conditions. Excellent loader lift capacity, hydrostatic or gear transmission options, and built to get every job done right. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
At Super One Foods, we go to great measures to deliver you with top quality meat every day. Try our Black Angus T-bone steaks for only $6.96 a pound and get Smithfield boneless pork chops for just $1.99 a pound. Plus, we provide the best of the best in fresh produce. Get locally grown Honeycrisp apples for just $1.66 a pound and cantaloupe or honeydew melon for just 77 cents per pound. Through all that we do, we've got you in mind. Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices. Be smart. Be active. Be confident. Vision Pro Optical is here for you, specializing in eye exams, glasses, contacts, and billing your insurance. Serving the Northland for more than 30 years with you as our focus. Visit visionprooptical.com for hours and location details. Vision Pro Optical. Be and be seen.
We need to make things here in America. We rely on other countries for too many things. I'm Tina Smith, and I have a plan to rebuild American manufacturing, to strengthen our economy and grow the middle class. It starts with building a medical supply chain, so we're not relying on other countries for the medicine we need. I approve this message because instead of talking about making things in America, I've got a plan to do it.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, turn to CBS 3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS 3.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day.
Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Bucky every Tuesday at 10. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association, Range Regional Airport, and Miners National Bank of Evelyn. Only on Live Local CBS 3. The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS 3. CBS 3 weather is brought to you by Lulich Implement. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Let's take a look at the almanac today because the warm spell continued for a second day. At the airport in Duluth, the high temp made it to 81 degrees again. The normal's only 62. So don't get too used to low 80s here this time in September. Tomorrow, we might not even make it to 62 here in the Twin Ports. Cooler air is coming with a cold front that could stir up a fairly decent thunderstorm chance tonight, but also deliver some much needed rain. So we'll show you how much rain could be coming in just a bit. Right now, we'll show you the high temps today, and ignore the Duluth International number there. They've been having some troubles with their sensor. Now it looks like they have it working again, even though it's not registering the proper number. But in Superior at the Bong Airport, 81 degrees. The high temp made it to 83 in Hayward, and 73 in Orr isn't so bad for this time of the year. That's 11 degrees warmer than normal. But near the Canadian border, temperatures were held down from advancing clouds from the pair of low pressure systems that are coming our way to bring us that rain chance. And some of those clouds indeed are passing into even parts of northwestern Wisconsin, and we're seeing some very light rain showers skirting the Canadian border. Slightly more substantial rain is still well off towards our west, and in a couple of hours could threaten places like Grand Rapids and then run along the Mesabi Range. I'm thinking after 8 o'clock towards about 11 o'clock midnight tonight, we could get towards the Twin Ports as well, and then overnight through the rest of Wisconsin and the upper peninsula of Michigan as the two low pressure systems, a connecting surface trough, and a cold front all conspire and combine to kick up a 60% chance for showers and thunderstorms. And there's a very slight chance some of those storms, even though they'll be isolated ones, could become strong enough to be considered severe. So be ready to seek shelter overnight tonight, just in case you're outdoors and one of those cumulonimbus clouds comes your way. By tomorrow morning, after 8 o'clock in the morning, I think the clouds will stay, but the rain chance will go away. And in the wake of the rain, this is the totals that we're looking at here. North of Duluth, from the Iron Ranges up towards the Canadian border, may only be a trace to maybe a tenth or a quarter of an inch. Around the head of the lakes, though, through east central Minnesota, northwestern Wisconsin, and the UP, it could be about a half inch to an inch. And since we're 2 3/4 inches shy for just the month of September now, if that rain pays off, we need it, we can use it. Tonight, here's what we'll get temperature-wise. Lows in Minnesota from 48 inland to 55 by the lake, and it's a 60% chance for the showers and storms. Wisconsin and Michigan gets that same 60% chance. Low temps there will go about 52 to 56, and that's a bit warmer than normal. For tomorrow, daytime high temps will start to go cooler than normal in places like Superior at only 60. But technically, Hayward at 69 degrees is still warmer than normal by 7 degrees. So it'll be cooler, but still warmer than normal. Mostly cloudy sky after you shake off the morning rain chance there. Same deal for Wisconsin and Michigan. Morning rain, cloudy afternoon. 53 to 56 by the lake and low to mid 60s inland. So we drop precipitously temperature-wise on Thursday, but we perk up again for Friday, Saturday, back towards Sunday, or 70, I mean. Speaking of Sunday, that's a rain chance. Friday night's another rain chance, and that Sunday rain chance may linger through Tuesday, though it doesn't look as impressive as tonight's, Tony, because it's only a 30% shot.
Okay, after this heat wave we're in the last 2 days, cool down tomorrow might not be so bad.
Well, you know, I've been working on an old Pontiac out in the driveway every day to get that working for my son, and the warm weather has been nice for getting elbows deep into an old
there you
beater.
go. Yeah.
Tomorrow, if it's cooler, maybe not so pleasant.
We'll wait and see. Thanks, Dave. Superior residents will have improved access to the Pokegama River next summer thanks to a federal grant. The National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration has awarded $128,000 to the city to improve the Pokegama Bay area in the Superior Municipal Forest. Improvements include a new boat launch pad, restroom facility, parking spaces, and a separate kayak and canoe launch area. The city of Superior will chip in roughly $50,000.
After being closed for 6 months, the Frost River Trading Store will officially reopen tomorrow morning in Duluth. A formal ribbon-cutting ceremony will take place at 10 a.m. in the Lincoln Park Craft District. Owner Chris Benson says they closed back in March to produce PPE, then decided that was the perfect time to undergo renovations. Grand reopening activities will continue throughout the weekend with special discounts and offers at nearby businesses.
The Lake Superior Zoo celebrated the opening of their new nature-based preschool today. Reps from the zoo and the Duluth Area Chamber of Commerce took part in a ribbon cutting. The preschool director says it will give kids a rich environment to play, learn, and grow while becoming stewards of the natural world. The preschool is fully enrolled, but they are taking applications for a wait list.
Coming up in sports, we hit the courts for some local tennis action. Kelly Hinseth is up next.
Up to 60% off on summer clothing and footwear from the North Face and Columbia at Northwest Outlet.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
I want to make it absolutely clear. Rioting is not protesting. Looting is not protesting. It's lawlessness, plain and simple. And those who do it should be prosecuted. Fires are burning and we have a president who fans the flames. He can't stop the violence because for years he's fomented it. But his failure to call on his own supporters to stop acting as an armed militia in this country shows how weak he is. Violence will not bring change. It'll only bring destruction. It's wrong in every way. If I were president, my language would be less divisive. I'd be looking to lower the temperature in this country, not raise it. Donald Trump is determined to instill fear in America because Donald Trump adds fuel to every fire. This is not who we are. I believe we'll be guided by the words of Pope John Paul II, words drawn from the scriptures. Be not afraid. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Numi Jewelers is a full-service jewelry store specializing in one-of-a-kind pieces and repairs. From a chain repair to a full custom piece, we'll get your jewelry looking new again. Stop in for a free repair estimate. Numi Jewelers, where true love is guaranteed.
For months, we've all done our best to stay safe. But to remain safe in the long run, it's up to us all to take actions that don't just slow the spread of COVID, but collectively overcome it. Like getting a test if you have any symptoms, answering if your health department calls, and wearing a mask in public spaces. We all want to regain what we love in life. To get there, we all need to go forward and do our part.
Let's face it, it's been a tough year. But here in Minnesota, we're pretty tough too. We help each other, we work together, and we solve problems. That's what I try to do every day as your congressman. Like helping to save pensions for our union workers, standing with snowplow drivers during their strike, and fighting to lower health care costs for seniors and our most vulnerable. I'm Pete Stauber, and I approve this message because together we're fighting for our way of life.
We pick up the phone because it's ringing. Hello, this is Sam. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Holden Insurance Agency if auto owners make sense for you.
Tune in Saturday mornings for the Link Ford lineup, where we will show you amazing vehicles on our lot, like this 2015 Ford Explorer XLT with all-wheel drive, heated seats and outside mirrors, and more for just $274 a month. Or check out this 2013 Ford F-150 Lariat for only $300 a month. Want to see more? Then be sure to watch this Saturday. Visit us online at linkmotors.com or stop by to view our complete inventory. Link Ford, where reputation is everything.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Last night's walk-off win over the Detroit Tigers was right up there as one of the Twins' biggest wins of the season so far, because it vaults them right back into the conversation at the top of the AL Central. Now, that's certainly a big takeaway, but last night something else happened that's been grabbing headlines. It's not their usual homer hanky, but the home run robe. Josh Donaldson ordered those custom robes for everyone on the team and handed them out before their game yesterday, and they were definitely put to use. Nelson Cruz passed his around the dugout as 3 teammates hit home runs, and of course there was Max Kepler's walk-off base hit.
Kind of what we wear around the clubhouse now, you know, just to relax a little bit and just kind of fit it well, you know. Like I came in and it was like a surprise. He was like, "All right, we're putting on this robe," and I was like, "All right, this is a thing now." Then keeps the game fun for us.
I got to wear it twice today, so I hope we keep it going because it sure brought some good luck. But I can't wait to lounge in it in the bubble. I'm going to be doing a lot of that from now on.
All I got to know is, where do we buy them? Come on, Twins. They're just back at it tonight in a few minutes. Kenta Maeda is on the mound for Minnesota, while the Brewers are currently underway, wrapping up their huge series against the Reds, currently down 2 in the top of the 3rd. The Seattle Storm needed some last-second heroics to take Game 1 of their playoff series against the Minnesota Lynx. And boy, did that happen. With less than 10 seconds to go in a tie game, Sammy Whitcomb drove to the hoop to put up a shot. It was no good, but there was Alicia Clark for the rebound. She fights through a defender and gets the putback shot to fall at the buzzer, and the Storm take game 1 by 2. The Lynx have a chance to even things up at a game apiece tomorrow. They face the Storm for game 2 tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. on ESPN2. Girls tennis action this afternoon at Longview. Duluth East hosting Hermantown in one singles. It was all Allie Heidel. Goes cross court to beat Gabby Johnson. She would go on to take that match in 3 singles. Natalie Getzman blasts through her first serve. That is an ace. Greyhounds looking really strong today to 1 doubles. There's a slam at the net, and they're still playing over at Longview. At last check, East had the lead. We'll have full results in the highlights tonight at 10. Well, longtime NFL fans will remember Gale Sayers as the Kansas Comet. The 77-year-old passed away today after battling dementia. He was the youngest player to ever be inducted into the Hall of Fame at just 34 years old. Sayers played in only 68 NFL games in a career that was cut short by injuries. Vikings Hall of Fame quarterback Fran Tarkenton had this to say about his former division rival.
We played him in a game that we always played the Bears as a Viking, and we had a 5-point lead, and we decided to kick off to him rather than scrib it up somewhere. And we kicked to him, and he brought it back 95 yards for a touchdown. He's not respected as much as he should have been because he only played 5 or 6 years before he hurt his knee. But he was up there with the greats of all time, the Jimmy Browns, the Walter Paytons, and others.
That was way before my time, but I know that my father, Doug Hinseth, has a lot to say about those 2 guys. Well, that's going to do it for sports for now. We'll have more here back tonight at 10. Krista and Tony, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Kelly. Shout out to Mr. Hinseth there. I love it. Well, tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, for the next 2 weeks, the 148th Fighter Wing will be practicing night flying. Tonight at 10, we'll get an inside look at the operation and learn why their training is critical. Nothing beats comfort food, right?
Sure doesn't, especially this time of year when you start to get that fall chill in the air. Yeah, and if you like pot pies, well, today's your lucky day then. It's National Great American Pot Pie Day. Similar to meat pies, pot pies are distinctly American. They first appeared in print in the U.S. way back in 1785. A typical pot pie contains ingredients such as chicken, beef, or pork, vegetables, and then some gravy. But there are obviously endless possibilities. The first frozen pot pies were introduced by Swanson Foods in the 1950s.
You know what else is good comfort food? Pasties, and Tony has never
had a pasty. Not once.
Can you believe that, Dave?
Oof does all
I know, right?
That one.
We're going to change that.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, even though the Cornish mining captains brought it to our region, the rest of us can enjoy them.
Yes.
Whether we're going to enjoy this week, well, if you need some rain, we all do. We could get some tonight, then it's cloudy and cooler tomorrow. Back towards 70 for Friday and Saturday, but at a price, another rain chance. But again, we need it.
All right. Pasty weather maybe next week.
Next week,
All right.
yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 10 o'clock.